Get your appetite ready for Barber-Q Banter. From backyards to across the globe. Talking about techniques, recipes, and ideas. From novice to expert.
With your hosts, Mike Barber and Mr. Know-It-All.
It's time to make it low and slow, y'all. G'day, and welcome back to Barber-Q Banter Show. Mike Barber here. How y'all doing today?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
Mr. Know-It-All.
Yep.
Mr. Bilski, Mr. Know-It-All. You know, I'm doing great.
You know what this is?
What is it?
This is show number 2. And we'll talk about
Did I just see that?
Yes, we'll talk about hand gestures after.
Not two, but
bird.
2.
Yes.
2.
This is our second show.
I don't know if we're allowed
Not
to do
this, which
No,
means
no.
something else altogether.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
I hear you. So anyways, what's going on? What's on the Barber-Q Banter menu?
All right. We are going to do 3 videos today.
Okay.
One of them is a teaser for how to do brisket, because that is in our third show.
Mm-hmm.
We're also going to do Maple Fest Part 1, because it's too long to show you, too boring. And then the last show we did preparing your smoker. So this show, I'm sitting here doing this as I'm counting. It's not good. So then we're doing preparing your barbecue, which is actually the second part of the segment. So
right.
We're doing three clips, and then we're just going to talk about stuff.
Stuff.
Yes.
I'm scared.
Stuffing. Turkey.
I'm scared already.
Why?
I don't know.
You never get scared.
Some of the stuff this guy comes out with, you know. Anyways.
Me.
Yeah. You'll find out. You will find out, everybody.
Calling the kettle black.
Okay, so first things first, you said is
We're gonna do the teaser for brisket.
teaser time.
Yep, for brisket. So
Let's tease you right now with the teaser.
go ahead.
Flowing.
Oh yeah.
That is amazing the way this turned out. A beautiful 22-pound Texas brisket.
So I'm jumping in real quick. So just looking at those pellets, they
Yes.
look like they look like long
rabbit feet.
Rabbit feet.
It does look like, as a matter of fact, that's exactly what it looks like, Mike. But Mr. Know-It-All,
What?
come on over and try some of my Texas brisket. I'm about to pull it up here, and maybe I could teach you something.
Oh, definitely. It's got a real deep flavor.
It's got a good smoke flavor.
Oh yeah. Actually, after you have a couple of chews of it,
Yeah.
you start to notice the smoke flavor. You don't notice that right away. It's really
But-
good. It's amazing flavor.
There you have it. There you
Yeah.
have it, ladies and gentlemen. Texas brisket.
Okay. That's our teaser.
The best teaser about that, Mike, is the flavor and the tasting of that brisket.
You're watching the video and you're like,
Oh, I know.
It's like you were like you wanted to have some.
The dark bark on that is crucial for people, and a lot of people have a hard time getting that bark to look like that.
Okay, you have to explain what bark is, because when I first heard this, I'm like,
I know, bark, bark, bark.
freaking dog you talking
What is
about?
that
Like
dog?
some dog in the backyard? Like what? The bark off a
the
tree.
the bark, both especially on a brisket overall, is just the spices that you put on it. You can't put too little, too much, or you won't get your bark. How long you cook it, how much smoke you give it. It's what?
What part of it is called the bark?
The outside black part.
Thank you, because that wasn't
Sorry.
described. I'm going like,
Yes, I understand. I know what it is. I thought everybody else knew it. Excuse me on that one. Anyways, yeah, the bark is the outside. Yeah, the bark. Just like the bark on a tree.
that's what I
That's
said.
on the outside of a tree. This is on the outside of a brisket. Anyways, yeah, the bark and the smoke ring just below the bark inside the meat is crucial. If you can get that smoke ring, you're a happy camper.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That was great. That was delicious.
excuse me. I'm salivating
And as
again.
you'll
I always
see,
do
you'll
that.
see in the episode when we do the brisket,
Yeah.
the different parts and flavors that you get throughout the entire meat, which is astounding. I mean,
Yeah, you got if I may, Mike, on that one, you got the tip on one side, the smaller portion, and the flat version versus the larger section, the way the brisket's cut and produced. But yeah, you're right. Different parts of the brisket gives you the different flavors. And most importantly, I think as well, is you got the medium to the medium rares according to the middle and the ends.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
right.
What's interesting too, and you'll see it in the clip, is how you can tell where the smoke gets into the meat.
Yeah.
It's like a ridge around the top part of the meat.
Very
So.
small, but you can see it in there. It's like a little rainbow. And the beauty about that, if I may add, another thing I was just thinking about is, guys, is at the tip where I like to pull a lot of the, what do they call the burnt ends. A lot of people, when you're eating a brisket, other than the rare part or the medium rare, as I just mentioned, you're going to get the very tip where it's very cooked strongly with a lot of that bark. And that's the burnt ends. They call that the burnt ends. And people actually put maple syrup on it. By the way, on that note, I'm going to do another segment just doing cooking burnt ends and making, they're called burnt ends. They have.
It's a new show. It's called Burnt Ends.
You can do pork burnt ends and you can do brisket burnt ends. But that's another segment. Anyways, let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's move on. What's next? What are we going to do do next? I can't wait.
We're going to
Hopefully you guys can't either.
We're going to do this segment we did on preparing your barbecue. Now,
Yes.
Now, the first part of the intro is very similar to what we did last week. So don't get confused like, oh, they're playing the same friggin' video again. It's not. It's different.
No.
So, yeah. We're going to do prepare your barbecue next. And
just a normal barbecue like everybody else has someone in their backyard like I have.
Or unnormal like you, yes.
Unnormal. I'm very unnormal. Okay, let's do it. Prep work on spring cleaning your barbecue so you don't die
Right away.
right away.
Maybe after a few drinks. Okay.
See, what are you doing, Mike?
What are you doing? You sound like an echo now. All right, what are we doing now, Mike? Get your head out of the grill.
Hey! Oh, Jesus Christ! I'm looking how deep I need to clean. I'm getting deep here. Okay. What we have here is a little different story other than the upright that we were just talking about. We have a gas grill, barrel style. We also have a charcoal one, barrel style. A little bit different on the cleaning procedures here. It's not going to be as hard as the smoker behind me. The most important two things, other than scraping like you did with the smoker and vacuuming it out, the grill itself. The thing is, and I don't know if you guys can see this at home, but the thing is, this was just clean in the fall. But because of the humidity, the buildup from, I did some smoking or some grilling in the wintertime, and rust is building up on all these grills. We don't want rust when we're chewing on our food.
So describe what it looks like right now.
Well, there's little rust pockets. You can't really see it on camera unless we're going to take some still pictures. There's rust on the side here.
Or I get closer.
Yeah, you get closer and show the people this. Matter of fact, I have one right here that will show you a better. You see all the rust right here, where my finger's pointing?
Yep.
That is amazing. Do we want this on our steak? Hell no. We don't want it on a good T-bone steak or porterhouse. Oh, I'm getting hungry and I'm even talking myself into another steak here. So what I do is I'll take a steel brush, give this a good brushing all the way through.
Side to
Front,
side?
side to side, back to back. That's what she said. And basically get all the crud off here. Once that's done, I'll soap and water and dry it out real quick in the sink. Then, here's the most important part to get it back to its luster it was when you originally bought these grills. I then take a high heat oil. You can use a peanut oil, it's a little expensive, vegetable oil or whatever. I'll take a rag and I'll coat this with an oil front and back. I'll then take these, put them in my oven in the kitchen, and raise my oven temperature to 400 to 450 Fahrenheit. It'll bake the oil right into the steel. It'll be good as new.
Okay, I got a question. I think you mentioned this before. Does it smoke the house up at all?
Oh, by the way, there is a little side problem to that. Get the windows open. Watch and stand by your stove when you're doing this, because the first time I did it, excuse me, it did smoke up the house a little bit. And thank God the kitchen's got lots of windows. But anyways, and the girlfriend wasn't happy about that.
Okay, I have another question for you.
Sure, go
You
right
just talked
ahead.
about all the cleaning and all the stuff you
Yes.
have to do.
Mhm.
How often do you have to clean your barbecue, your charcoaler, all of that for the person that's either like does it all the time or someone who doesn't cook that often?
That's a good question. My answer to that is this, depending how much everybody barbecues out there. Novice to expert. I myself, I barbecue year round here. And basically, guys, ladies, what I would do, make sure after you finish barbecuing that evening, taking the food out, served it, eaten it, come out, scrape your barbecue down, heat it up first, get some high heat in there, turn it off, and scrape it really good. Especially after you've spent some time cleaning these grills the way I told you about earlier. You don't want them to start rusting again.
So, hey, wait,
get the food crud off here.
Are you supposed to be able to clean these? Like a lot of people clean them before they barbecue the next time,
I agree.
or after. Like which?
You know what? It depends on the person, but I disagree with that. Because what if I waited 2 or 3 weeks before my next barbecue? And there's some people out there, Mike. That food particles that you cooked from your last steak or whatever that was on your chicken with all that barbecue sauce is still on there. You've got to burn it off. You've got guests that are waiting for their food. There's a lot of reasons why. I do it after, I make it a rule to do it after every barbecue that I've done.
Okay, so I have a question to lead up to the next thing, because you were talking beginning about your smokers and all that.
Yes.
Is there another way for somebody who doesn't want to buy a huge, monstrous smoker to smoke their meat?
We're going to talk that about the next segment.
Okay.
A lot of people come up to me, Mike, and say, I'm ready to buy a smoker, but they're really not into smoking like I am. Not as much. These babies right here, ladies and gentlemen, is the cat's meow if you will have a regular barbecue at home, and our next segment is going to be talking about that. And what goes in these little tubes with these holes, and I don't know if you can see that, are smoker pellets.
Not on the radio. Yeah, the smoker pellets. They look like... Well,
all different flavors, mesquite, oak, apple, and all that. When I'm lazy and I'm not using my big boy here behind me, and I've just got my regular gas one, I'm going to show you how to use these in our next segment, and you're going to be astounded what $35 will cost you.
what it'll
Instead
cost
of $1,500.
What, 35 bucks a
Excuse me. Let's do that over again.
No, let's keep going. That's the whole
With
point.
$35 thereabouts will give you in
Gotcha.
smoked flavor for simple smoke in your regular barbecue.
Okay, so in the next segment, you're also going to talk about the different types of
Different types of woods. We're going to get into the different types of pellets and what to do and what not to do.
Gotcha. And then also,
Yes.
with the barbecue section here,
Yeah.
you're also going to talk about the different types of charcoal or...
Yes, and again, charcoal's a whole new baby to talk about. The type of charcoals, hardwood charcoals, chemicals that are in your charcoal that you shouldn't be using, that gets into your meat. We could go on and on and on talking about barbecuing here.
Sounds good.
Yes.
Till next time.
Till next time, stay tuned. Thanks for joining us. We're live again. So what did you think of that one?
It was good.
Wasn't bad.
I like that because, there was a lot to the two segments, because we did the first show, we were talking
Right.
about the smoker and all the creosote buildup and all the crap that you had to scrape out.
Yeah.
But I think it's important for people to understand a little bit about what you should and shouldn't do with barbecue before you start.
I mean, if you want to enjoy your food, just like we do in our regular kitchen in the house, clean your tools. Clean tools.
It's X-rated show.
Tasty,
That's right. We're talking about
tasty
cleaning our
food.
tools.
Yeah, something like that. Well, that's yeah. Anyway, we won't talk about.
Get him sidetracked so quick.
I know. So, anyways.
Yeah. Oh, and part of that.
Oh.
It showed talk about smoking up the house.
Yes.
So there's two parts to that. One, you smoke the house up. Two, you kind of broke part of the kitchen.
Let's
in a couple
talk
spots.
about Montreal here now. Anyways.
So
Yeah, that
tell
was
the story about what you did to your leg and how you did it.
okay. Last year it almost happened the same way, but this year was even worse. Worse. So, yes, I thought ahead, opened up all the windows like I told everybody to do, and the smoke detector's right in my hallway off to the kitchen. Anyway, sure enough, I said I gotta look to see how well these grills were doing in the oven. I opened up the oven door too soon once again, instead of letting it going through its full process. Smoke bellowed out. Alarm goes off. I run over to the hallway, and I take a towel and I start flagging that smoke detector. I run back in, forgetting that I opened up the oven door all the way to the bottom. Didn't see it. I'm going for the sink for some reason. Trip over the oven door, fly over the top, and land. I mean, I had a notch in my leg. Lisa will tell you that. And I was hurting for at least an hour. She was upstairs sleeping. Yeah.
Hey.
Didn't hear a thing. I'm on the floor in pain. I mean, extreme pain.
Don't forget about the fact of what you did to the cupboard door, too.
Oh,
the handle
the
is now
handle
like...
is bent. My head hit that. Yeah. Anyways,
It was the best thing of the week. It knocked some sense into him.
they say in Newfoundland, think before you do stuff.
Dear Lord.
And I didn't think again. I do things too fast. Anyways, enough of that. I'm still alive.
A little bit of trivia for people.
Yes.
This one, we're going to touch base on a couple things here. Number one, the beginning, where the origin of barbecue came from.
Okay.
So you
Mr.
mentioned...
Know-it-all's going to tell me.
Well, I
kind of know, but go ahead.
Yeah, because so the proper word is actually, it's an American Spanish
Say it
word.
right. Say it right. I'll say it. I get a little bit of Spanish.
Please.
I get a little bit of Spanish from the years ago. Barboca. Barboca. You got to say it like a Spanish person. Barboca.
It's spelled very similar through Haiti.
Right.
So the word's actually Barbacoa.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Spanish American. And the other one is Haiti, which is Barbakoa.
That's why they're Barboca.
Do you love some of the languages where
I'm just kidding.
It sounds like they're
Excuse me.
or upchucking?
I know, eh?
Okay. So it's kind of interesting because it came from the framework of sticks set upon posts.
Mm-hmm.
So the raised wood structure in the West Indies used it for either sleeping or for curing their meat.
At the same time?
I don't know.
You're sleeping while you're curing meat under your butt?
I don't know. That's where it comes from.
I don't know about that.
So you done sleeping there, honey? Yes. Okay, we're gonna barbecue now.
And you got
Get
this,
off it.
And you Googled this to be true?
Yeah.
It's all true.
Outdoor feast of roasting meat or fish as a social entertainment.
Right.
In from 1733.
Oh, it goes way back, bro.
Modern and popular noun sense of grill of cooking over an open fire is from 1931. So it has not, well, what are we talking, 80 years? 90 years? Yeah.
And I want to add to that, as I always try to do.
Go ahead, Barboca.
Barboca. You guys, if you have that in your city or in your backyard somewhere at a store, a restaurant, check it out. Barboca is so flavorful. Very good tasting. A lot of people wrap that in pita or, roll it up. And, a burrito. You'll see burrito shops having barboca as an option to eat.
I'm totally confused.
What?
Well, because
I know, it's Cuban.
It says barboca is the structure to cook on.
Yeah.
Like barbecue.
But there's a meat called barboca.
Oh, that's really confusing.
Well, they turned it into a meat without a structure. Something like that.
Okay, so that's a little bit about that.
Yes.
So why don't we do Maple Fest Part 1? Because that was the event we were at in Bowmanville, Ontario, Canada.
We teased everybody last week with that one.
Yes.
We didn't show the whole thing.
Right.
We're going to do that today.
Okay.
All right, guys.
So let's play it.
Hopefully you enjoy it. Cheers.
So this is the beginning of it.
Right.
And this shows the entertainment that went on, pancakes.
Fun for all ages, as it just said.
Look at that, the amount of people. There were
amazing, eh?
Hundreds of people there. And they had the fire department there.
Yes.
They were in the fire truck, and there's Sparky with the kids, giving them hugs.
Yeah.
Which is really cute to see. There was so much.
High five. I'm dancing.
So there were a lot of bands there.
Yeah. Good old jazz. My dad brought me up with that. Love it. And then, oh my God, Toronto.
Toronto what?
Hockey shirts.
They were dancing in the street.
How dare they?
I have been coming to this festival now for. You lose track after years.
Talk a little bit about your butter, Bob.
Maple butter, the best maple butter is made with the lightest syrup you can produce, typically a golden syrup.
Oh, check this out. This is the way, Mike.
Describe it though.
This is the way.
Okay, we can describe it.
The maples in the maple bush in Canada, we do that on ice. Pour the maple syrup on a bed of ice and eat it off a stick.
Yeah.
You can't beat that.
Yeah, that's what the guy was doing there.
Yeah. And look at this, the face painting. The kids are getting all their faces painted.
Ice cream.
Ice cream for ice cream.
Ice cream.
Ice cream for ice cream. Oh,
And then you did an interview with these guys.
So
these
this is
people were
barbecue.
great. Listen to this. Okay.
Right, barbecue chicken, barbecue jerk. Yes.
All right, what do we got here, my friend?
That jerk pork.
Oh. Now, what's the temperature you're trying to achieve on? Is it a low and slow process like I do at the house? So you
one
hit
you
it
do-
hot
this one
and
you
then
do-
bring it down nice and
bring it
slow. I
hot,
can see you're right in the
yes,
smoking temperature, right, Brad?
exactly, yes. These ones are
Be a
mild.
man. Break in your
These
taste buds,
ones-
right? Be a man when you're
These ones
barbecuing.
are mild. Those are hot.
Nice. And this is straight across the same.
Yeah.
You're making me hungry. I'm going to be back later. Nice meeting you, brother.
Okay. Nice meeting you too.
Okay. Cheers.
Okay.
So here we are, Bruce County Nut and Fudge Company. And your first name?
Olivia.
Hi, Olivia. So what? First thing first. I see all these beautiful candy apples. What's your favorite?
My
Don't.
My favorite's caramel. Yes.
What do we have down here?
Down here, this is our caramel, and it's rolled in a maple cookie.
Okay, Olivia, we're at the fudge section.
Yeah.
What is your favorite here?
My favorite is a chocolate maple swirl. You get both chocolate and maple in it, so it's pretty great.
Once again, thank you.
Yeah, of
Have a
course.
great day.
You too.
Cheers.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, remember you picked up these spice bottles?
How about
Oh, I brought a couple of these
maple
home.
Jalapeno barbecue. A little bit of spice in your life when you're doing that.
That's it. Hey, I got to remind people too.
What's that?
So during those interviews,
Yep.
this is also on YouTube as well.
Right.
So if you want to watch what we were just talking about, you can go on YouTube as well as podcast.
That's right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different venues that we can broadcast it out. I want to mention something about. Excuse me. I want to mention something about the fudge and the candy apple booth that was there. Number one, the name of them, just out of our backyard in Bruce County, new10fudge.com. Look them up if you guys want some good quality fudge and candy apples.
I'm just
What are you
looking
pointing
at.
to?
I'm just looking at your. Remember this. This is our signal.
Oh,
The volume control. You might want to bring it up just a little bit because you brought it back down a
did
little
I?
bit.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, just a
Excuse them on that one there.
That's okay.
But anyways, yeah, they've got great booths that we tried from the jerky, and there's a lot more to show.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a fun event in Bowmanville.
Wow.
And it's in the springtime, which
Yeah.
is when we're airing this right now. So it was,
Exactly.
a couple of weeks ago.
Sun was shining. I was a happy camper.
Yeah.
So, anyways, so what else is up?
We're just going to chat for a minute. Actually, I want to touch base on a couple.
Oh,
of
here we
things.
go, Mr. Know-It-All.
Okay, we're
Exciting.
doing the finger thing number 2 at the beginning. So there's a couple things. We'll do the finger part after. So a lot of people don't know this.
What's that?
Where some of the hand signals come from around the world. We're going to touch base on in the next number of shows.
Is this, Mike? I got to interrupt you here.
Yeah.
Is this like when you're learning a new language, you're learning the swear words first? I'm afraid to ask you what.
No, that's only
what
little
we're about
kids when they have
We're
trouble.
about to see here.
When they have trouble with their F's.
Right.
And
I
they're
have no
trying
problem.
to say the word truck, but it doesn't come out. It comes out.
Right.
Little kids do that. Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Okay. No. So, for example, 2 of them. We're gonna talk about giving somebody the bird, where the origin came from,
The bird. Here we go.
and number 2, thumbs up and thumbs down.
Okay.
It's interesting because a lot of these came from the Roman times. A lot of English words that we find, like slang, like for example, raining like cats and dogs. A lot of those come from England.
Oh,
Original. But anyway, so for example, this
And,
a lot of people think it. Yeah, right.
yeah. Thumbs up.
That's not good if there's somebody with a gun to your head,
No. Why is that?
because this means this is not good. This is actually good. Thumbs down.
Okay.
So-
educate me here.
So back in the Roman times, when they used to have gladiators,
Right.
Caesar, for example, if 2 gladiators were fighting and one of them was near death,
Right.
he would the one that was alive, well, both are alive. The one that was winning, he would look up at the Roman Empire and say,
What do you want
should
me
I
to do with this guy?
And Caesar would either go thumbs up or thumbs down.
Right, I remember that.
This
my
means
history.
thumbs up, take the soul from the body. You are friggin' dead.
And I always thought let them live.
No, this
Live,
means
you son of a
leave the
gun.
soul in the body is thumbs down.
Is that right?
But we don't know that. We do stupid things today. And along that, we'll talk about giving people the bird, the finger,
Oh, I like that one.
the middle finger.
I'm still like a
whatever.
little kid learning all
The
these.
one finger salute. Okay?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Interesting.
there's another part to this that people don't know. I mean, yeah, it's gestural. Actually, some people say it's supposed to go in your butt. I don't know why. If anybody
Whoa.
gives you the finger, I always have trouble with this. So, and if somebody's got mad at you for some whatever reason, right? And you're
Right.
driving down the road and they cut you off and they go, I'm kind of like, no, I don't want that up my butt. Like, people don't realize what they're doing when they give
We
people the
talking
finger.
about this?
Yeah. Like,
You know what?
you give me the finger, and I'm going to go, no thanks, Mike. I don't want your finger up
You
my
know
butt."
something? I gotta add to this one. How many times we've all been through it where somebody's giving us a finger from the other car or whatever
Yeah, like, what
situation
are we
we're
doing?
in, right?
What are we
You know what
doing?
I do back?
What?
I do back. Somebody taught me this when I was a young kid. Is instead of giving one of these, I go one of these, and I say, "That's a bouquet of these."
That's
A
actually,
bouquet
that's
of
actually
these.
another one we're going to talk on. It's called the forearm jerk.
Is that close to it, or is that
Close to it,
it? Yeah. See,
yeah. Okay, so here's educational part.
I know a little bit
Okay,
about the
imagine
finger
my
gestures.
middle finger is up right now.
Right.
Which, I don't know if you can do that in podcasts or whatever. I guess
Well,
we
we're
can.
about to find out.
But do you know what the two side fingers mean?
The two side, these two.
Yeah, like if you give somebody the finger, this is educational.
Right.
These two fingers right beside.
Okay, yeah.
This
Beside
is
them?
supposed to
Sorry.
be. This is supposed to be a male part of the body, right?
Right.
These are supposed to be your balls. I never knew that before.
Okay.
Finger and two balls.
Next subject, everybody.
Don't give people the finger. It doesn't
No.
make any sense.
No,
at all.
not good.
I
Not
don't
good. You get in trouble and you get into a fight, blah blah, etc., etc. It just leads to some bad stuff. Anyway, so what's going on next?
I don't know. What do you want to talk about barbecue, real quick?
Well, barbecue itself, man. Like I said, I can go on and on. Anyways,
So
yeah.
future stuff that we're going to do. We're going to
Yes.
next week. We're going to show the second part of the Maple Fest because that was only the first part.
We are going to do that.
We're going to do the brisket.
Yes.
So there's a video on brisket as well. And then we're also doing the next teaser, which is smoked cheese, which you just finished doing.
Just finished that a couple of days ago, as I mentioned before.
No, that
Yeah.
was the chicken, wasn't it?
Chicken was yesterday. That was an all-nighter. Well, not all-nighter, but quite a few hours.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way. And Peruvian chicken. Rotisserie Peruvian chicken. And if you've ever been to a Peruvian restaurant, I've asked you this before, and my neighbor, Ernie, and everybody's got to try it. There's a Peruvian restaurant somewhere in many cities. Your local
Never
city.
had
Look them
Peruvian.
up, go. Their sauces are incredible, let alone their chicken is fantastic. And then they got the sauces from Peruvia. Peru. I knew that.
Hey, we should have like a test of countries around the world.
Not with me.
Oh, opportunity.
I will lose. I will lose. I might do pretty good. Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Little
do I
Piggy,
get a prize?
Little Piggy, talk to him, okay?
Do I get? Yeah. By the way, Little Piggy, our mascot. Just want to introduce her. We forgot to introduce her earlier, but there she is.
Yeah, and I kind of changed.
We're
the
not
name.
going to eat her. She's our mascot there. I'm thinking of the bacon for the bigger ones.
So part of our segments are when we go around to do things is Little Piggy, and I'll have to change that on there.
Yes.
Big Adventure, Little Pig. I like that.
Change it to Big Adventure.
No, Little Piggy, Big Adventure. It used to be just.
Oh,
Little
you could
Piggy,
do that. We could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, what? How long? Oh my God! It's only 30 minutes.
We're buzzing
long.
along. Anyway,
Yes.
I don't know. That's about it for now. Other than what we're gonna do in the next coast, we've already talked about that. So we're
Yeah. So should we show the teaser one more time to remind everybody? Maybe.
sure. Why not?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Flowing.
Oh yeah.
That is amazing the way this turned out. A beautiful 22-pound Texas brisket. Mr. Know-It-All,
What?
come on over.
Yeah, it's got a real deep flavor.
It's got a good smoke flavor.
Oh yeah. Actually, after you have a couple of chews of it,
Yeah.
you start to notice the smoke flavor. You don't notice that right away, It's really
Well-
good. It's amazing flavor.
That's it. Hopefully you guys will stay tuned for next week, and let's talk and look at brisket and get hungry. Also, once again, everybody, appreciate everybody from our first show that, looked at our show, watched our show, watched that, along those lines. We got a few subscribers. Thank you very much for that. We'd love more. Just saying. And write in, as I mentioned in the last show, and we'll mention it in every show. Send in your recipes, pictures from your backyard, videos of your get-togethers, anything that along those lines, eh, Mike?
Yep.
And we'd love to hear that and see that. And hey, I might learn something and put it in my next show and go from there.
Absolutely.
Enjoy.
Good stuff.
Good stuff, brother.
Number 2.
Peace.